One day, I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. It's been another night of Doctor Who. Bloody hell. Look, it wasn't as mind-meltingly excruciating as last week, right? It was, I already said this in comments, it was a bottle episode, okay? It was a bottle episode with a ridiculously huge and unnecessarily ridiculously huge budget, which I actually found more annoying than anything else. It's missable. It's completely and totally missable. So, and got absolutely nothing to do with the legacy of Doctor Who. Other than putting a few bits and bobs in there, designed to piss off fans who didn't like the Jodie Whittaker era, right? It looks like it's really calculated for that, and to say, look, we don't really want you anywhere near us. Leave us alone, right? That's what it seems to be doing. And frankly, on the strength of the episode I saw, it was weak. It was okay. But it wasn't. It wasn't like one I have to see again. In fact, we may rank the David. This was much more to a normal episode, right? We may rank it out of all the other David Tennant episodes. We will probably do that tonight because near the bottom, right? It's really near. It's as unremarkable as any. What's the one? Remember the one with Mark Gatiss where he becomes a giant bad CGI creation? Yeah. And in fact, look, it looked great. They put tons of money into it. I don't really like the money they're putting into it. I don't think it helps it, right? I really look. Doctor Who was a show that was always able to write around a limited budget, right? And this is the episode where they really should have been able to do it. Again, it was a two-hander bottle episode, essentially a horror hour. It was less scary, a lot less scary than what's the one on the space bus where they have the alien, the weird alien that's an idea that mimics speech. So it was very similar to that, just far less impressive. And then crammed into that, our first thing you get right off the bat is kicked in the face with a race swapped Isaac Newton, and it was just silly. I'm sorry, having a non-white actor play Isaac Newton is silly, right? It's silly. So my hope is I saw a rumor earlier, which I don't think is 100% accurate, from Noel, right? But I think it's somewhere on the mark, right? That each Doctor's going to be in its own universe, in its own continuity. That would make sense, right? That would make sense because there's this really excruciating bit at the beginning, which again straight out of Jodie Doctor Who, right? It was not funny. Oh my god! In the previous episode, they said, "Oh, it's so funny." Oh, it wasn't. It was annoying. It was irritating, right? So you had this Isaac, yeah. So it opens up with Isaac Newton in 1666. I thought it was 1665 that he discovered. When I Wikipedia'd it, because I look at Wikipedia. Was Isaac Newton not white? Maybe I'm wrong. Right, maybe and it was supposed to be 1665. The apple fell on his head, and he discovered gravity, or he thought up the idea of gravity, right? So the episode is open again, very much like a Jodie Whittaker episode of Doctor Who, which isn't charming. And honestly, this didn't feel like Doctor Who to me because it really lacked charm, and there was a real huge scope to make this feel just like great Doctor Who, and I think they just totally missed it. This is my immediate reaction, right? This is absolutely my immediate reaction. So I haven't really my thoughts will be much more concretized tomorrow, right? But anyway, so you open up. Isaac Newton goes out to sit under the tree. He's black now. Okay, well, whatever. Or non-white, whatever. Okay, half Indian. and the TARDIS spins out of it and then crashes in the tree. I'm kind of getting sick of this TARDIS like moving around in space. It's like it was cool in the Christmas Invasion. When we first saw it, it was cool. Now it just kind of irritates me, as most of this new Doctor Who does, right? I really hope they're going to find a way of like separating this Disney Who, from the rest of Doctor Who, right? I mean, like, look, for me it's separate, but for me, Doctor Who ends with Capaldi, and it only sticks with Capaldi because of his excellent performance, right? And I like season 10, right? I think season 10 was the strongest season. So the TARDIS so apples in his head, and he's like, gravity, right? And on top of the tree is the TARDIS that just crashed into it. And Donna and the Doctor look out, and they're like, "It's very Jodie dialogue." Oh, sorry. Oh, we just bumped into her out of nowhere. We're trying to track. What year is it? And he goes 1666. I'm sure it's 1665. Right? Okay. Well, 1666. And he's like, "Wait a minute. Okay, so fine. They land in a year close to when Isaac Newton discovered gravity, apparently, in a tree, in an apple tree, and they just assume they've landed on top of Isaac Newton, right? And so then you get this kind of like, I found somewhat excruciating dialogue where Donna, Catherine Tate, was like, "Well, you can, we know you, Mr. Newton, can appreciate the, don't say it, Donna, we know you can appreciate the gravity of the situation." Right? And then they leave, and he mishears it, trying to remember what the word was. What was that delightful word, he says. And he goes, Mavity. Mavity. Then later in the episode, towards the end, they talk about gravity, but they say Mavity instead. So is reality altered now that we don't have gravity in the Doctor Universe? We now have Mavity. That seemed to be what it said, and that seems to be the kind of bollocks that you get out this new era of Doctor Who, right? By the way, my prediction over here was completely wrong. Where is it? Doink. I did not see that coming. There's not why nothing happened. Right? It was an okay bottle episode, but one of the things that really scuppered it in a big way is it's based on you knowing and liking the Doctor and Donna, and they're not the same characters, and I didn't care about them in the same way when I came into it, so I didn't really. So I didn't feel the tension, right? Because I'm not really on board at all. So yeah, so I found the horror elements, while okay, didn't really work. The special effects were, it was all shot on green screen. Mostly shot on green screen, very obviously. And it looked very expensive and very cheap all at the same time, right? Very expensive and very cheap. Much like Loki, right? Looks expensive and looks cheap at the same time. I wondered if they were using the that new swanky Disney 3D studio set thing. Turns out not. I was watching the Doctor Who Unleashed. Another great example. I used to love watching Doctor Who Confidential, right? I was so in there with Doctor Who Confidential. And I couldn't care less about fucking Doctor Who Unleashed. Irritating fluff. I am so glad I didn't pre-order these on Blu-ray. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I didn't pre-order the Daleks. I'm so glad I didn't pre-order this, because look, it's been excruciatingly. The first ever was excruciating, kick you in the balls, woke garbage with like with fun frothy elements, but reasonably dumb. And this one was a two-hander. And not the best one we've seen at all. So it's all about the TARDIS, and because Donna spilled coffee in the console, and I just think that's so stupid. I mean, really, there's no. Like, you have the HADS mechanism turned back on, but you don't have a liquid in the TARDIS. It's like, for God's sake, it was just stupid. Well, look, it comes with a coffee maker. Oh no, I spilled liquid in it. Coffee in it, and TARDIS goes bonkers, right? Yeah, it's so you had one like excruciatingly nut-wrenchingly awful episode, and then you have one, I would say, reasonably irritatingly woke in the beginning. Like if it wasn't the first scene when you saw when he came in kicking you in the teeth with their wokeness, right? It's like what was the qualities of this actor when he said, yes, this guy needs to play Isaac Newton. This guy is the perfect representation of Isaac Newton. Like what? No, he was clearly cast because he wasn't white, right? That's clearly. I mean, man, Rusty Davis and who was it? The casting director. What's that guy's name again? Hang on. Andy Pryor, right? Andy Pryor. They just must sit around smelling their own farts. Oh, how marvelous! We're so clever. Oh, yes, we are. And so that kicked you in the teeth going in. And then we got into, like, again, this essential bottle episode with a ridiculous amount of money spent on it. Like, ridiculous. This could have been done. This would have actually been better shot on sets similar to Invisible Enemy, right? Or Ark in Space, right? Maybe make the space scenes outside the windows look better, but it would have actually been better on that. It had a mystery going through it, and I would say, well, very well realized, very, very generic monsters. And again, that episode, what's the name of that episode? A Doctor Who episode guide. Because I think we will be ranking this amongst the other David Tenant episodes. Doctor Who episode guide. I mean, because I do love that episode. It was a poor cousin as well to like sound like Gridlock. It just wasn't very good. Right, bottom line, it just wasn't very good. I don't know what to tell you. What's the name of that bloody episode? The Donna one. No, was that on the wrong season? Midnight, right? Midnight. It was a. It was very, very similar to Midnight, and not really that great for it in my estimation. It was like Gridlock was better, right? Gridlock was totally better. Fine. So we'll get into the episode in more detail. Let's go through the chat. See who's it. Man, big audience. A lot of people are here. Paul Townsend here said that was possibly 55 minutes ever of Doctor Who. Exactly. It was like, it's so missable, right? Like I would say the Five Doctors is unmissable Doctor Who, right? I would say Dare the Doctor is unmissable Doctor Who. I would say the Three Doctors is unmissable Doctor Who. I liked the Big Finish 60th anniversary thing. I thought that was excellent. Even though Once and Future, right? I thought that was fun. That was a celebration of the series. This isn't. This is 3 bottle episodes with, again, next week they're going to spend another huge ton of money on it. With and like, yeah, there weren't any surprise characters in this because there wasn't anybody in it, right? There really wasn't any. It was Tennant and Catherine Tate. And it was okay, but again, very, very similar to Midnight. Fine, let's get to the chat. Where was that to? Better watch your back. It's a gay doctor. Yes, we're going to get into that. He does mention how he would love to have sex with Isaac Newton. I mean, yeah, non-white Isaac Newton. I'm sure you would, Doctor. And yeah, they confirmed the Timeless Child and Flux, right? Half the universe still. It was actually three quarters of the universe was destroyed in the Flux. Well, and apparently they committed genocide on the Daleks and the Cybermen, and who else was there in the Flux? They all killed. I can't remember. Right? I mean, that's how much of a non-entity all of it was. So And those lines were just completely worthless. They didn't add anything to it other than to say to fans who don't think chicks with dicks are in fact women they don't want you around, right? They so viscerally don't want you around, and you're gonna get your desire, mate. Right, you are gonna get your heart's desire. I'm intrigued to see what the ratings are for tomorrow. The ratings don't reflect the quality of an episode. The ratings reflect how people feel about the property, essentially. I think last week, well, we'll have to see, but I do think last week is going to give them a real hit in terms of ratings. I think they're going to struggle to get over 4, right? That would be a 20% drop would be very normal, right? It would be very normal. If it's more than 20%, they're really in trouble. In terms of catch up, they're probably last week. They're going to get up to between 7.5 and 8.5, I think. But I have no idea. We should find out tomorrow. That was Paul Taylor. Obsidian Curse is here. How you doing, Obsidian Curse? So Isaac Newton is now back. The Doctor's gay, and worst of all, the time children still happen. Yeah, apart from that hat trick of crap, it was a great episode. No, it wasn't. Apart from that hat trick of crap, it was also a mediocre episode. Right? I would say, let's say you strip out the annoying elements from this episode and you strip out the annoying elements from last episode. Last week was better, right? But there's just too many annoying elements. Mark McCambridge is here. Doing Mark McCambridge. Paul Taylor is here. Pish. I can't disagree. You. I said you're right. Disaster area says quite accurately, less woke but boring. It was. Yeah, it really was quite. It hinged on your love of the characters, and it hinged on your love of the characters and Tennant and Tate's performance, which was okay, but like completely missable, right? That was my if my 2-word review, completely missable. Where are we up to? Dr. Alex is here. Now you want to hear real Doctor Who? I haven't heard it yet. Part 2 of season 14 is out. Here, let me see if I can give you a wrench. Let me see if I hang on. Let me see if I can find you on. Oh, you got a wrench. Oh, so you can put a link in yourself to season 14. Please do that, Dr. Alex. But the word ever, I didn't see it. Was Manning season 14. I think that probably was there. Okay. Who else we got here? Paul Taylor. Paul Taylor says hello, both of you. Mark McCambridge liked it. Maybe I just found it a bit fresh out after the last 3 seasons of woke. But I guess having this crap taste in television, I know. I'm just going. I'll tell you exactly what it is, right? I'll tell you exactly what you're feeling. I think anyway. It's the Israel-Hamas war is a good allegory for it, right? We got back 50, 60 hostages. There's another 140, 160 left, which I don't know. Are they still alive? My guess is the ceasefire ended because they didn't have any more hostages to give back because they're dead or lost. They have no idea where they freaking are, right? They and also a bunch of just average people from Gaza. When they heard what was happening, they went out and kidnapped a bunch of people as well, right? So there's about 40 of those people. They have no idea where they are, right? They have no idea if they're alive or they're. So that's probably what. So so we got 40, 60 hostages back. And so the world's going to say, well, listen, give it a rest. Whoa, you should be happy. It's only 1,200 people murdered and 140 people lost. Yeah, relax. And what about all the missiles you get from Gaza all the time? Oh, you just have your bomb shelters and your iron domes. Hey, yeah, fine. No, okay. You want a ceasefire, right? You want the carnage in Gaza and stuff. Which I think, look, even my son who's on the front line, killing Hamas terrorists all the time. I don't know how many he's killed, but I'm quite impressed, right? Because he's a personal, very good character, right? But he, you want us, but even he was like, yeah, everyone's like, well, we don't want to kill children. Nobody wants to do that, right? But like, the situation has to be We have no rockets coming from Gaza whatsoever, and the hostages are back, and there's no hostile action coming from Gaza whatsoever, right? That's the level, right? And that's the same with Doctor Who. It can't just be, well, it was annoyingly woke in the beginning, and they banged on about the time as children, and the story was, the episode was overblown and underwhelming. Overblown and underwhelming, right? No, that's not good enough, right? It's not freaking good enough. And again, I do. Yeah, we'll compare it to every other David Tennant episode. Where are we up to? But Rob McCorder's here. Thanks for that, Rabbi. Well, I do like to keep you updated, baby. I did not see that coming. Donna should say, what? Nothing. Yeah. It really was. I mean, again, it was so much nothing, right? Does it think it could get under 4 million? I think it's very possible it could get under 4 million. Very, very possible, right? It might get 3. Like, people are sick and tired of the woke, and they are walking away. And it's not us, the fans. It's the normies, right? It's the normies that they're not connecting with, right? They're just not. Lynn Hobbe is here. I was really put off by the ridiculous messing at the beginning, but I like the conversation at the end. Well, it was nice seeing Wilf at the end. It was anything about the episode that rang true this episode. Yes, I agree with you, right? Although, again, if you're talking about the bit inside the TARDIS at the end, I don't like the new TARDIS. It's like everything about this new era. Ridiculously expensive for zero effect, right? It doesn't do much for me. It's stupid how big the TARDIS is and how boring it is. That's the other. It's boring. The TARDIS is boring, and the TARDIS is whizzing around and crashing and things. Obsidian Curse says they won't call a terrorist, but they will call white black. That is true. That's true. For God's sake, it was just so stupid. Lee Singer's here, so that was fucking awful on multiple levels. I do think it was fucking awful on multiple levels. It was okay on some levels, but not on multiple levels. RTD is a new chibnall. Yeah, that won't mind for us. We'll get anyone. Real Super Doctor is here. Real Super Doctor says, this is bad on so many levels. The only best bit was Wilf at the end. Yeah, and even he would look like, didn't have long left to go on the earth. And he turned out he didn't. And as I just reported, over 6 million for 7 Days of Starbase. Really? Oh, let me see if I can find it. It's Doctor Who ratings accumulator. Is it? Am I spelling it correct? Rating here we go. Let's see if because this is the best site to check with. Well, it's not over there yet. So, oh, that'd be wonderful. Because that means Jane Tranter was lying through her bloody teeth. All right, 6 million. That would be wonderful. I don't know if that's true though, but that would be wonderful. Just over 6 million for 7 Days of Starbase. They said they got up to 7 million by Sunday. I'll be intrigued. Look, it's 6 million. Oh, mwah. Nim, 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 nim. Oh, it's like catnip to me. Don't make me hope. Don't make me hope, right? If you could send me a link to that site, that'd be awesome, right? Send it to me on Twitter, X, or whatever, Twitter or Facebook, right? Send me either of those ways. DJ Guru Nandak says, Nanak. Do they actually want to enjoy the show? Of course we want. Did you ever go back and look at my channel, right? Go back and look at how excited I've been for the past year. And that excitement has been readily worn down by Rusty Davis screaming his bonkers worldview at us. Like, ooh, we can't have LGBT without the T. Oh, no, they can't cut off the T. That's well, really? I think many gay people will say, yeah, we can, right? I think it was pretty good. It wasn't what we expected, but as a standalone episode, it was unique. It wasn't unique. The central idea was, again, very similar to Midnight, with just a ton of money dumped onto it, and I just don't think that money is going to be around in abundance. I don't know if Disney Plus is even going to make it. Will Disney Plus be on by season 15? Will it be radically changed? I don't know. I mean, it looks like the Disney board are going to get sued by their investors, right? And Nelson Peltz, who is against all this woke garbage, is going to take over. Their only hope is that Doctor Who is too small to be noses. However, it's doing very well on Disney Plus. Yeah, and the Valley of the Blind, the one-eyed man is king. Look, I'm glad you liked it. I'm not. Here's the other thing, DJ Nanak. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm giving you my opinion, right? That's basically what I do here. And people come in because they agree with it or they disagree with it, right? Or they think I'm partially right or whatever, right? It's okay we don't agree, but look, for me, this new era is a dud, right? Dud. Where are we up to? Fine, go through the chat. Fly Highland. Oh my days, was that it? Yes. Yeah, was that it? Yes, that's exactly it. Was that it? Yeah, nothing, right? And the build up and the build up and build up, and you have the schmucks over the official Doctor Who podcast, Christy D, who really does anybody like the only way you make Juno Johnson look watchable is you put her next to Christy fucking D, right? And so does anybody what like so they saw a preview of the episode and it's you won't believe what happens. It's so mind-blowing. It's so incredible. No, nothing fucking happened. Why bring David Tenant back for 3 episodes to save the show and have them be filler that affirm the entire... Because they're fucking morons, right? Because they're fucking morons. Dr. Alex is back to work on season 14. Thank you. We need a bit of real Doctor Who. Because it didn't feel like Doctor Who to me, right? It felt, even though it should have done, it missed all the charm. It had no charm to it. And that just maybe because I don't like the main characters anymore, right? Because they're obnoxious. Like that beginning bit where they fly into Newton and then and then tell him the name of gravity. Like, what on earth happened to being careful of the laws of time? It's just stupid. Paul Taylor, I think, quite accurately says it was aimed at Russell T Davies' eager bumhole. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. My only hope is the toy maker wipes all this away. Seems like the Doctor using some of the toy maker. Some, yeah, exactly. That was my guess as well. So he fucked up again. So this idea of the Doctor constantly fucking up continues. Grill of the Flightless is here. Putting aside the decision to cast Isaac Newton as half Indian, I thought the story was very boring. I don't feel the the buzz that you used to feel for the Doctor. That's exactly where I am. Right, that's exactly where I am. Is that sort of race switching patronizing and racist? I think so. It's tokenism, right? It's saying that poor black people, you don't have any famous scientists. You could have one of ours. I know. Here, you don't want a scientist? Take the Little Mermaid. It's all for you, baby. It's all for you. I mean, that's the thing. While they believe they're being supremely moral, they're being supremely immoral, right? There we go. Fine. Still, I see David Tennant on the screen. It's going to be hurt losing him again. Couldn't care less myself. That was Lynn Hobday. Could not care less. Dua Woman feels like Doctor Who again. It didn't to me. I was just saying that. It really genuinely didn't to me. It felt charmless. David Hammond is here. To be honest, I thought the episode was great. You liked it. If you try to overlook the awful CGI and strains Isaac Newton, I'm sick of having to overlook anything, right? I didn't have to overlook anything on Gridlock. I didn't have to overlook anything on, like, good Doctor Who. Didn't have to overlook anything on the Talons of Wen Chiang. I was just taken in by the story and carried through, right? I was disappointed how they shoehorned in the scene, the will scene, And so quickly like that. Still glad they gave him some screen time. That is true. Fine. Keep whizzing through the chat. Want to try and catch up, and we actually get into the episode. Who else we got here? Darren M is here. How you doing, Darren M? Who else? Got an answer. That's okay. If they want me to watch, I don't think I'll even miss it. There's nothing to miss with this. That's really true. There is nothing to miss with this. I am so fine not like in hindsight, I am fine not seeing it, right? I am really genuinely fine with not seeing it. Gary Brighton is here. Too long for an hour. Yeah, kinda. Just dragged, right? It dragged a lot of time. Bobby D75 is here. You have to give the Black Guinevere. You had a Black Guinevere in Merlin, but Guinevere is a mythical character. I'm more open to that. Like, I don't know, like I one of my favorite versions of Hamlet is Ethan Hawke, and it's set in present day. I think that's brilliant and inventive because it wasn't done with agenda, right? You know, sometimes you have great actors, and it doesn't matter the skin color. So I didn't really that didn't. Isaac Newton. We all know who Isaac Newton is, right? Archibald Ladder says the Darius sketch was rather unfunny too. I know, and it's so screamingly obvious. They think they're freaking hilarious, right? And they're not. Yeah, okay, they're not. Holton says whitewashing. I guess so. I thought the idea behind the ship self-destruct and the pilot's intention was dark and well done, but the performance in the CGI didn't work for me. Yes, that call was good, right? I like they had a good mystery, right, going through it, and I like they had. Look, I think the monsters were unoriginal but good, right? Black Albert Einstein next. So again. And they will, of course, talk about wanting to fuck Black Isaac Einstein, Albert Einstein, not Isaac Einstein. Fine. Cyber Leader Andy is ending. Cyber Leader Andy. God, I'm so glad I've not watched a minute of this guy. You haven't missed anything, and that's the take home, right? You have missed absolutely nothing if you haven't watched tonight. I'll do a full deep dive on it tomorrow with screen grabs. But you genuinely, I want you missed nothing. Sadly, the BBC say the CGI was supposed to be bad or some crap like that, probably. Who knows? Sapphire still it ain't, says Gary Bryant. You are correct there. You are definitely correct there. Was Isaac Newton actually played by an Indian in this? Yes. It was played by one of the many gay people from It's a Sin. I'm just glad it wasn't the Daleks or the Time Lord Cybermen again. I kind of like this, but I'm the only one there, so dual woman. I mean, like, I would like some kind of connection to the past of Doctor Who, which there is nothing so far. Prodigy Genesis says, Rusty Davis is rapidly turning into Ridley Scott. Going into Ridley Scott way past his best. Listen, I kind of like lately. I like the Prometheus movies, but like I think Ridley Scott is on a different level than Rusty Davis. The CGI was YouTube level, and this was just plodding. Why is 10 back then? No. So and the 14th Doctor has the 10th Doctor's face, none of his charm. And the stories are kind of dull, right? So the highly advanced machine has a liquid dispenser and makes no rules against the spirit. I know, right? That like it doesn't work from like you like it reforms itself all the time. We'll get into that when we get into the episode. Amaro's here. So when the BBC and Doctor Who gonna cast me as Nelson Mandela as Malcolm X? Yes, let's have a white Nelson Mandela. Are you? We just want the best person for the job. Okay, fine. Get Ben Kingsley in as Nelson Mandela. What? Oh no, that'd be inappropriate. Cultural appropriation. What other bullshit word you're going to use tonight? John the White is here. John the White. If you missed tonight's episode, you didn't miss anything. Let me tell you, Short E is here. It was like Rusty Davis trying to write like Moffat. I think it was more trying to write like a combination of, I will say, 1 part Moffat, 2 parts Chibnall, right? That's how I describe it. Didn't you know everyone's really coloured and old history books brainwashed by previous generations? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that was the beginning of the end, right? That's when Capaldi said it's stupid lie. Conrad says, sorry, I don't even remember the Celestial Time Angle. So unless they use him in a way completely retcon all this woke crap, I don't see the point. I get the feeling they are, right? I get the feeling David Tennant is going to regenerate, right? Or they're going to do some kind of weird thing with the regeneration. We now 2/3 of specials here, John the White. Do you feel 60 years of the show have been celebrated? Not in the slightest, right? Not in the slightest. Because they haven't been, right? They just haven't been. It's I mean, like, unless you hate Doctor Who, of course. Samir is here, and he says maybe normal people didn't care that trans people exist. Maybe normal people don't care that trans people exist. It's not a question of trans people existing. Although normal people, when you say normal people, are you talking about the vast majority of people? Because the vast majority of people feel that trans people are mentally ill people that exist, right? That's the vast. Virtually nobody believes somebody with a penis is a woman. We're polite. People are very, very polite, and they don't want to upset anyone. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to get why get in someone's face for no reason. But the vast majority of people do not believe if you have a penis, you are a woman. If you have a period, that you are a man, right? That's what the vast majority of normal people believe, which is why the vast majority of normal people have turned off this garbage, right? Have turned off the BBC. All right, have to in general, because this is part of the BBC and Disney's editorial policy. So it's not, oh no, trans people exist. It's that you are indulging in a delusion, and you're encouraging children to indulge in I would say a fundamentally dangerous illusion that will destroy their lives. That's why most people are. But look, I'm fine if you want to be trans, right? I don't care. I am not, but I feel it's a kink, and you're welcome to your kink. And I don't know if it's a kink, but I don't know if it's a legitimate sexual identity either. But most parents are not happy to have their children pumped through with life-destroying propaganda. When you sterilize yourself, that's what it is. It's life-destroying propaganda, right? Made by a child who, like, what are we allowed to? Are children allowed to buy alcohol now? Well, why not? Well, but they're allowed to cut their cock and balls off, but they're not allowed to buy alcohol. That just seems to me you're full of shit. Which is why the vast majority of people, normal people, are married and have parents. Oh no, in the same relationship and are parents. And they're not upset that trans people exist. That is such a weak straw man argument, Samir. It is such an incredibly empty, weak, and all it does, it makes you design the person who's asking you questions that you can't answer, so you can view them as a bigot, right? And the only reason you're doing that is because you can't answer these basic bloody questions, right? You can't answer what goes on with female spaces. Like, why should women without penises want anybody with a penis, female or not, in their spaces? Why did their rights not matter? Why do the feelings of Muslims not matter? Why do the feelings of Christians not matter? I'm sorry. You can only be kind if you're equally kind to everyone, not just the people you happen to think are right. You know, that's how we had a multicultural society for years, right? Which idiots like you have burnt to the fucking ground in the name of being progressive, in the name of being kind. In the name of being kind, you're freaking destroying society. And again, you're like, oh no, trans children, you've got to protect trans children, they're going to kill themselves. They're more likely to kill themselves if they've been conned into having their cock and balls cut off by morons like you. David Adams said it was impressive how quick Russ Levy made everybody concerned with the Isaac Newton scene. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot switched off from that. Yeah, did they make the 2 minutes for iPlayer? I don't know. No, just I totally forgot about Rose, the most important woman in her life, and River Song, his wife, to make a joke that they always thought he was gay. I didn't even pick up on that. I'm going to watch it again tomorrow when it's on Disney Plus. And frankly, I will be canceling my Disney Plus, but I looked into my subscription and I'm paid up through till July next year. But there is a large boycott Disney campaign going on right now. The stock price is in the toilet. It's the lowest it's been for years, right? Absolutely years. And let me see how many years it's been. Oh, that's where is it? It's over here, I think. I'm really intrigued to see the ratings tomorrow. Yeah, stock price is the lowest it's been in minimally 5 years, right? They've lost like billions and billions, right? Because people are not interested in being force-fed this garbage. I'm sorry. Connor says, what will be really telling is how many people started out but didn't finish the episode when they dropped out. Yeah, and they know the data, and Russ and we don't, right? I would love to know that data. Where are we up to? Finally, whiz through the chat. Next week, we're going to have conflicting rumors, but I will say that Shooter's Doctor and the Doctor we know will not be the same man. I hope so. God, I hope so. But like again, I'm so happy to move on from this series, which I just feel is. I again, if I didn't watch this, I would probably be a happier person, right? Moff and I apologize for the stick you got regarding your direction as showrunner. You knew what Doctor Who was, Shorty says, and I agree with him. Right, I agree with him. Can we use the Trades Description Act to sue the BBC for misuse of the word British? Well, that'd be good. Well, look, this is being sued. All this race swapping crap is because George swallowed his fentanyl and the cops didn't take him to hospital. Had they done the right thing, all this wouldn't be happening. Look, they're waiting for something. Okay, it was all designed just to take out Trump. Like everything is about Trump, essentially, right? And that's why they just lie about everything. If I was a kid, says John the White, who had never seen Doctor Who and never heard nothing about it, Disney will show me the Doctor Who, and that will be what I know, and I'm loyal to. Well, you saw that with Jodie Whittaker, right? But the whole system is collapsing. Like Disney is in the midst of a financial collapse, right? And it's going to get a lot worse, I think. So I think they're building on very shaky soil. The best case scenario you have for this new Doctor Who, right, is it'll be like Disney Marvel or Disney Star Wars, and they'll keep on cranking shit out, and nobody will care, and nobody will watch, and that's just what it's going to be. If the Doctor does split into two, does that mean the 15th Doctor is not the real Doctor? None of these are the real Doctor, right? Ginger's, how you doing? The Israel Master War isn't just like Doctor Who. It's just like Doctor Who. You're so right. Yeah, I want to watch Doctor Who, right? I don't want to be lectured to in any way, shape, or form. And I don't mind if you have a political outlook with a message you want to get over. Look at the Malcolm Hughes episodes; they're fantastic. Right, Rusty there has been brainwashed by the WEF, said the World Economic Forum, says Matthew Burrows. He's been brainwashed by something, right? He's been brainwashed by something. Amaro says, Rabbi, so you're saying that we should launch a missile attack on BBC Wales and send a tank to Doctor Who? No. I'm not in favor of violence. I'm saying we should not do that. Carbis is here and said, did I hear wrong? Or did the Doctor say he had been 15 years since he saw Donna? I know that's been that's been that long for us, but have they forgotten their own timeline? Maybe I may have missed it. I wasn't really paying attention. Really wasn't. I'll find out again. I don't know. And again, that means that Rose is 14. And already fully transitioned, right? I mean, other than having a cock and balls cut off. Shrewman is here. For me, it was the I think you spent the epidifia was the episode. The episode was hyped up. Yes, it was, and like it was hyped up nothing. Like, why can't they say, "Oh, the second episode we're doing a real interesting two-hander between David Tennant and Catherine Tate, locked in." That would have been exciting. Like, let us know what this is just substanceless in my mind. I thought the Doctor was supposed to drop an apple on Newton's head in an early regeneration anyway. Kind of remember that. Was that in one of the books? Right? Ben Newbold is here. It says there were some decent elements. Yeah, that's exactly right. There were some decent elements. I agree with you. I personally would probably rewatch it. I'm doing it tomorrow, but it doesn't live up to the hype and the secrecy. It didn't feel like it was something Doctor Who has never done before. No, it felt like something Doctor Who has done many times before, right? It felt like something Star Trek Next Generation has done many times before, right? It's it wasn't original. It was meh at best. I agree with you, John the White. I agree with you. It was meh at best. Joe Dominic says the embodiment of meh. I was saying that badly. I was saying it too excitedly. Adam Timler said, I thought Isaac Newton was white. Damn you, history books. You taught me a lot of crap. I know. They lie to us all the time. TARDIS time is there. Doing TARDIS. And then when you mention it, they go, oh, look at you, racist. You just see colour. No, it's only you who see colour, you fucking morons. It just happens that Isaac Newton was fucking white. I am sorry you don't like white people. Again, are they going to have an episode where they meet Martin Luther King, played by Lawrence Fox? Oh, that will be great. And it's no less ridiculous. I mean, let's be clear. It's no less ridiculous having Martin Luther King played by Lawrence Fox as having Isaac Newton played by whoever this guy was, right? Newton in blackface? No, his face really was black, but it wasn't Isaac Newton. Well, you put in context, you have lost 55 minutes of your life. That is what you missed. Well, I also lost Doctor Who, right? I mean, like, I am so focusing on I'm not even that interested in like 2005 17 to 17 stuff right now anymore either. If I'm going to watch Doctor Who, I think I'm going to watch classic from now. It's like I'm just not interested. Lots of Grosses one said, yes, diverse Isaac Newton and bisexual Doctor were the woke I detected this time. Yes, there was. So he's a gay actor, so by Rusty Davis' own laws, he says that Isaac Newton was gay, both blackwashing and gay washing. Oh yes, there's a lot of washing going on, right? There's a lot of washing going on. Colin Archer says, I do believe that in some form a mental condition exists where a person can only live their best lives by becoming as close as they can to the opposite. There are only two genders, I believe as well. And he says that one of two is that he carries on. There's a vast difference between that and a male dressing up and even living as a woman, or what used to be called a transvestite. Exactly, right? And again, it's not even transvesticism, because I feel most people who practice it are being very inauthentic to both of themselves and the world around them. What were the woke parts? Black Isaac Newton. That was the wokest part, right? Gay Doctor Who and Black Isaac Newton. Project Genesis says Kimmel's final season was more enjoyable than this. Well, yes and no, right? It was. I mean, the stories didn't make any sense, and Jodie Whittaker is a disaster, right? But yeah, generally speaking, Lucy Meow is here. Maybe it was the Masters version of Doctor Who. It was a piss artist version of Doctor Who, I would think. Yeah, we're up to Fat Zombie is here doing Fat Zombie. Hello, welcome to the party. Well, welcome to you, Fat Zombie. Diaz Inamon is here. I hate how woke they've made the show. I missed the Cribble era. Bloody hell. That's pretty bad, right? Lawrence Fox played Martin Luther King would imprison the executive who made that decision. You know what? What's the difference? I'm asking you, what is the bloody difference? DC says, I couldn't care less about Newton thing. I just felt it was felt like a cutaway, love. It felt like a cutaway, but also it was. I think them renaming gravity Mavity hopefully is indicative we're in our own universe. Like the universe is half destroyed, and it's called Mavity. I don't know. It's I would say so far this 60th anniversary season has been shit. Right? I did that's my moment. This 60th anniversary season has been shit. Fine, let's go through the episode as I remember it. So again, you've got lots of the TARDIS like falls like does this falls out of the sky into Isaac Newton's tree, and they have some comedy bits where they tell him his future and they name gravity, right? They say come up with a name for gravity, which you then miss his as Mavity, right? And next thing, And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. It was actually quite a good time for it to cut out. I just started recapping the episode. And honestly, you didn't miss anything. Okay, where were we? Right, so we had this, I will say, nut shriveling woke scene at the beginning where Isaac, it was so stupid. Even if Isaac Newton wasn't played by a black guy or an Indian guy, it was just stupid. It was the Doctor and Donna crash into Isaac Newton's apple tree as he's discovering gravity, spoil his future, tell him he's going to become lighted, and give him the name for gravity, which he then forgets and makes Mavity. So then the TARDIS flies off again and goes whizzing around everywhere. And it is such a pointless use of money, right? It's a pointless use of the budget. But okay, and that's what, again, the whole era just seems over bloated. It seems like so Disney. Let's just pour tons of money into everything. Pour money into it. Oh, that'll do the trick. Yeah, more. No, it doesn't. Throwing money at the screen doesn't make it better. Generally speaking, it makes it worse, right? I don't get what to tell you. My grandma told you Isaac Newton was Indian. Well, I guess he must be now. So anyway, so then they end up in this spaceship. We've all seen the trailer, and the TARDIS is just blowing up because Donna spilt coffee in it. So stupid. Whatever, right? Whatever. But they just look, that was a little cheeky, silly thing to get you to the next episode, give you a cliffhanger. But don't dwell on it like it's a major bloody plot point. Keep going back to how stupid it is. So they start looking around the spaceship, which seems to be deserted. There's and the spaceship is, when they walk into it, it's huge, and it's very clearly green screen, right? It's very, very clearly green screen, and I'm sure they spent a lot of money on it. It wasn't that great. I'm sorry. And it just wasn't that great. And it could have been done far more effectively, cheaper. That's really the bottom line, right? It far more effectively cheaper. It was money spent for no bloody reason, essentially. So they start walking around the spaceship, and then there's a word, a glomflovlonk, and suddenly the spaceship starts going and reforming itself slowly, right? Oh, by the way, yeah, here's Isaac Newton for 2023, and I don't know. It just, I'm pulled out of the drama. I am just pulled out of the drama because it's stupid. So then they see a robot in the distance, or they see a shape in the distance, right? And they get in, and and then the Doctor realizes he can press a button on the floor, and a little, again, ridiculously expensive special effect shot comes up where they have a little buggy they get into that can drive down towards the robot. Oh no, did that happen yet? I can't remember. But he presses a button on the floor and one pops up from nowhere. So, okay. How does he know to do that? Right, because he later goes on to say he doesn't recognize the language, and he doesn't really know anything going on. It's so much like Jodie. It's incredible, right? It's incredible. Not so Rosa says, but it's not pointless. It's spending the Disney money to make it fun and relevant. It's neither, right? So then they go back, and the TARDIS is still blowing up, and the Doctor looks inside. The cloister bell is clanging away. Again, she just spilled coffee. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Fine. I mean, surely another way the TARDIS could do to protect itself, to fix itself, will be just switch to another desktop theme. We'll pull up the secondary control room, or we'll pull up, the Matt Smith TARDIS or the Capaldi TARDIS. Would have been better, right? Again, those TARDISes were just better than this is one of my least favorite TARDISes. It really is. Fine. So the Capaldi TARDIS, and there. That was better. So they he said, and so then he works out a way. He said, "Oh, the TARDIS can regenerate too." And again, this is so stupid because when you see the TARDIS again, it's exactly the same. I'm like, they didn't build that huge, massive set for like what 3 minutes on air. That did not happen, right? That did not happen. So the David Tennant uses a screwdriver to take the lock out of the TARDIS, and then puts this new sonic screwdriver in to nudge the regeneration to start it happening to fix itself. And so then it starts to do that, and so they're walking down the corridor and they hear the TARDIS dematerialize, and they run back and the TARDIS vanishes, right? And they have no idea where they are, and they're without TARDIS. Now again, I will remind you, the 11th hour, right? Great debut episode, because they put Matt Smith in a world-ending scenario with no sonic screwdriver and no TARDIS, and he still was able to work it out without worrying, right? Not so here. No, not so here. So, what's it? Colin says, does Rossi Day remember that the Doctor only told Dickens about the future only because he knew he would die in a few months? Yes, I do remember that, actually. Yeah, again, that's when there was thought going. The only thought going through his idiot head right now is, oh, LGBTQ plus, LGBTQ plus, oh, LGBT, oh, we've got to get rid of the fascists. Oh no, Brexit, Trump, Brexit, which is like, you can't write anymore. Oh, I mean, listen, I felt bad for Rusty Davis when he did Years and Years, and it was like clearly his bonkers existential angst at Donald Trump becoming president. Russell, mate, again, you got to look in the mirror every fucking day and say, I was wrong about Donald Trump. Everything was better when he was president. Everything bad that I said would happen because of Donald Trump, I was wrong about. But it actually did happen under Biden. I was wrong. Over and over, every day you should say that to yourself, because you were. And it's healthy. And this deluded insanity you live in is not, right? It is not healthy at all. Much less healthier about it is that you're fucking up Doctor Who with it, right? Essentially. So anyway, right, they're in this massive spaceship, right? And then so the Doctor finds a way of getting this little buggy out, and they start driving down the spaceship. And you got to get a bit of Catherine Tate putting down the 14th Doctor. Alon's, as did you say, E. And they get to the robot, who's very, very old. And eventually they get to, I mean, look, this is how what the CGI shots look like. Oh, right here. Is this I'll come to that at the end, but so they keep going down the corridor. They find the robot is very old and rusted. You don't really see much of the robot, and eventually they make it to the flight deck, and there's no stars outside. Right? There's the very, very edge of space. Right? I know David Evans says all that technology is not copy proof. They even have a coffee machine for yes, it's just stupid. Oh, it's stupid, right? It is stupid. So so then they start looking around for things that'll do it, and things that'll get the ship running again. And so David Tennant sets Donna up moving these like brown, these like glowy brown, not that glowy, the translucent brown square things from one drawer to another to reset. Fine. Well, he goes to look at the water drive or something, and he starts like fiddling with it to get it to the right thing, and they both notice it gets colder. Then the Doctor walks back in with Donna. So this is actually a good bit of writing, right? A good bit of writing and a good bit of direction. And they start talking, right? And then you see the Doctor back at the water thing, and Donna walks in and they start talking. So then you realize it's not the real Doctor and Donna, right? So essentially what you have Doctor and Donna meeting two fake Doctor and Donnas in a very expensive effect shot, where it was actually, I saw on Doctor Who Unleashed, it was actually a practical effect. First you have the Doctor the fake Doctor say to the real Donna, my arms are too long. And then the fake Donna says to the real Doctor, my arms are too long. And they say, and so they again, great effect shot as their arms are huge and massive and drag around. And again, it was a physical effect. It looked very, very good. And I said, oh, we always have trouble maintaining physical form, right? Or working things out like that. So they're trying to work out the dynamics of the universe. They come from outside the universe, and they're just bad, and they want to do bad things, right? So so that's essentially the plot of most of the episode that they're on in, where they realize that they're not really them, and they keep growing, and they chase after them, right? They run down the corridor, and they keep growing until they get massive, and they can't fit down the corridor anymore. And again, this is here. Look, this is what it looks like, and it's very similar, right? Very, very similar to Midnight, because Midnight had an alien entity that didn't understand on a conceptual level the physical realities of our universe, or being physical, right? So they were getting it wrong. Reasonably interesting. So the basic rest of the episode is them chasing them around the spaceship. They get separated at one point. I'm sure I'm forgetting details, right? They get separated at one point, and they realize that they only know what the duplicates only know the things that they think of, and they're trying to make them scared so they think more. So they will get more details, right? So outside the ship, you hear a clanging every now and again, and eventually they open up a window and they see the horse-headed pilot of the captain of the ship, clearly a woman, right? Because there's no way you can have a male authority figure in this new era of Doctor Who. No way, right? Especially a white male. God, no. No. And again, like, for fuck's sake, will you stop telling me I've had this from Big Finish for 5 fucking years. Every spaceship captain is always a woman now, like every fucking time. It's so, like, Russell is so out of touch, like so deeply out of touch with human beings, like the rest of the BBC. So they get separated at one point, and it's really scary because they meet they meet a doctor and a Donna, and they don't know if it's the real one, and is like talking to them and trying to work it out. So eventually they work out what's going on. That to outwit these aliens who don't understand anything on a conceptual basis and stop them getting back to civilization, the captain killed themselves so they wouldn't be able to read her mind, and set the ship on a countdown to turn into a giant bomb to blow them up. And they're doing it super slow so the aliens wouldn't work it out. Again, I got to watch it again to work out what the whole rationale was behind it. The one thing I forgot to mention is they talk about how sexy non-white Isaac Newton is, right? And the Doc says, "Yeah, I'll certainly love to fuck him," or something along those lines. Like, yeah, again, completely unnecessary line. It's just a completely unnecessary line. So then they work out that the ship is slowly counting down into turning itself into a giant bomb, which is why everything changes whenever they have a countdown number, even though they don't recognize the words. And the ancient robot is they came across that takes a step every time the ship changes formation, is going to set off the bomb. So they go chasing after him. The aliens go chasing after us. The real Doctor chasing the and the real I'm back. There you go. It's a mad rush down this corridor, and then he says, "Wait a minute! If the HADs are on and they know they're not going to make it to the button in time, that will to stop the ship blowing up, then the Has will know everything, so the danger's over, and it will return. And just then the TARDIS returns. And again, I don't, so it turns like this giant, and I don't know why it's called the Wild Blue Yonder. Again, I'll find out for you tomorrow. I really don't know. I forgot. And all through the middle of this, you had the Doctor talk about the flux, saying, "Oh, and it caused half the universe to be destroyed." Thanks. And he says, "I'm from Gallifrey." And the fake Donna says, who's read his mind, said, "No, you're not. You're from. You don't know where you're from." Again, it's a TARDIS child bullshit, right? And it's again, like, why? Like, what did you add in other than to say fuck off to your most loyal potential viewers, right? That's really the only thing you added in. This group of narcissistic, mentally ill people who have globbed onto Doctor Who over the last few years, those aren't your fan base. They're sick people. Look, most of us that interact with them online, they're fucking insane. They're called toxic fandom for a fucking reason, right? So, which is the only ones they're pandering to, right? Because again, Rusty Davis is completely fucking bonkers. Critical Bison, he says fake doctor talking to artificial doctor. Yes, pretty much so. Anything that I wouldn't say grooming, because every person is born into a world today in the Western world where same-sex relations are totally normal. So I wouldn't call that grooming. I would just call that like fan wank. Fan wank for Rusty Davis. Fan wank for his like being gay is wonderful. I'm like there was no reason to it, right? There was absolutely. I mean, again, other than Rusty Davis say, "Look at me." unfreaking believable, right? Just unfreaking believable. It got out again. Oh, well, I guess we should be grateful it didn't go out like up until now. Right? It's just unfreaking believable, man. Oh man, it's so freaking annoying. Anyway, where was I up to? Let's see if we can keep going till I finish this review. Fine. So yeah. So eventually he's like, "Oh wait a minute, the Hads, right now the Hads have realized that the danger's over because again, this is kind of stupid. It doesn't make sense. The Hads took the TARDIS away because there was hostile action around, right, with these two alien entities, right? Sugar internet says Darren Sugar indeed. The Rebels internet modem ain't modern. That's trouble as it is. It's like brand new. I don't know. Anyway, so the Hads send the TARDIS away. And then they have this adventure with these evil aliens that duplicate them. And they work out that the ship's captain has set the ship into slowly to... I was like, really? Really? Let's see if it keeps up, right? Let's see if it keeps up. Anyway, and they go chasing after them, and as they're running down they're trying to get they speed up the countdown, so they won't be so hopefully they won't be able to get to the bomb blowing up button before they get there. So they spend about 2-3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes running down the corridor, and suddenly David Tenant says, "Wait a minute, the TARDIS is a time machine. It will know if they won't be able to make it to the non-blowing up thing, and it will just turn up then, right? Because they're counting down to the ship blowing up, which they're on and they're trapped on. So the TARDIS shows up like this, very evangelical, and again, I'm bored with this shit already, right? I'm like, show me I like the TARDIS being the TARDIS. Like this is flashy and annoying and doesn't really do much for me. So the Doctor TARDIS shows up, the Doctor goes back in, it's rebooted to be exactly the same. Exactly the same. There's still the huge, white, barren, empty, reasonably boring and overly expensive TARDIS that we saw last week. Like the whole, why is it always rebooting? Why is it always one cruddy router Rabbi says not so process too. You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. So and then there's he's trying to work out which Donna is which, and he takes the wrong Donna, right? He takes the wrong Donna, and you don't realize it. So Kathleen Tate's there and the ship starts blowing up, and she's in the distance, blowing up, coming towards her, and you're like, oh, are they going to kill Kathleen Tate off? That'd be kind of ballsy. That will actually justify the hype because it actually does something, right? No. The Doctor scans the other Donna, sees her one arm is 0.8%, 0.8% something too long or something like that, and they kick them out, and they gets the real Donna back, and they arrive back at Camden Town where they were originally, and Will's waiting outside for them, right? Will's waiting outside, so obviously some time's gone by. And like a day or so has gone by, and I said, "Oh, Doctor, I hope you." It's lovely to see Bird and Cribbs, by the way. "Oh, Doctor, I'm so glad you're here. The world's gone crazy, and everyone's fighting each other." And this is the end of the episode, right? It was a bomb episode with just a truckload of money dumped into it to no real effect, right? So Connor just says, "Hold on." Making it very slow and giving them more time to work out. Well, that's the thing. They couldn't work. The aliens' consciousness were based on having other corporeal beings to imprint on and to copy. So they didn't even understand they were super duper alien, right? They couldn't understand the concept of Yeah, any concepts of our physical universe without being able to model it on somebody else. There's a bit where there's a fake doctor meets a real Donna, and he's trying to convince him he's the real doctor. And what he does, he takes his tie off, right, and he throws it on the floor. Says, "Okay, so next time you see me, if I'm wearing a tie, I'm the fake doctor, right?" And then about a minute or so later, because you see, you know he's the fake doctor, because you see the doctor having a conversation with fake Donna, and so Gody goes back to her. Donna says, "Where's your tie?" She says, "I took it off." I said, "Yeah, but you threw it down there. It's gone." He said, "Oh, they only once they things still exist even when you remove them, right?" He has no conception of, again, very 7 to Midnight, done very well, right, in that way. But Robert Cross said, "Killed on my interest." I didn't have any interest going into this one, right? I'll watch next week. I'm going to keep on watching them, but for me, this is not Doctor Who, right? Will it be successful? They'll probably redefine what success is. It's what Disney normally does. Like, well, they in the introduction said we had 5 million people watch it last week. Like, they were impressed with that. That wasn't a good outing, right? That was not a good outing. 5 million on the overnight was not a good outing at all, right? And so somebody reporting it's like the 7 day is 6 million. I don't know. Yeah, let's have a quick look on Twitch about see if they got Doctor Who ratings up there. Does anybody have, that's it. 1 second. Oh, yes, we've got Rusty Davis talking about it. How long is this? 30 seconds. Yeah, it's worth watching this video because it gives you this 30-second video gives you a reasonably good idea of what was going on. Hang on. There we go. Download. Thinking about it. Come on, let's just download the clip. Well, I was looking at Doctor Who ratings. Doctor Who ratings. Because if that's true, they only scored a 6. I'm like, that's pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet, right? Save video as. I will watch that in a second. Fine. I'm just looking up, seeing if there's any new news about the ratings. Not seeing anything, right? Not seeing anything new. No. Yeah, I mean, I'll be surprised if we get the 7-day one any sooner, right? Fine. So here, let's look at a few of the. There's a trailer for next week, which we've seen it all before. I hate to tell you, like that one, they spoiled to buggery. What's this clip we got here? All right, so fine. So they don't really understand, and you get to see the quality of the CGI, which isn't great, right? So they don't understand how human bodies work or how they go, and so they keep making mistakes like this. Look, for me, it just doesn't look very effective. It looks like David Tennant's got his head out of his arse. Stupid as you! Yeah, money badly spent in trying to be scary, and I don't think it was. Let's see what Rusty Davis has to say. Oh, marvelous! You just see quickly how the TARDIS whizzes into things. Woo! I'm sick of this. Okay, this is just we have money to spend. We're spending money.
The second story is a story designed to push them as far as they can go.
It's unlike not just any episode of Doctor Who. It's unlike any episode.
That's not true. That's not. We've had many bottle episodes before with psychological
television.
Auntie Iris, Mummy and Dad.
Wait. What did she say?
It's unlike not just any episode of Doctor Who. It's unlike any episode of television.
No, you've had plenty of shit TV before. right? With mediocre CGI, with executives saying it's the bestest thing ever. That's nothing new at all.
Auntie Iris, Mummy and Daddy.
When I first read the script for this one, I was struck by how creepy it was.
I think it's drama at its best. You just have two characters. Just two characters.
Well, it would be if you hadn't kept injecting all your like hateful bullshit all throughout the entirety of it.
Trapped, trying to find a way out.
Yeah, if you just concentrated on that, that actually would have been quite good. And you could have sold it on that and not spoiled it, and it would have been fine. But no, oh no, TARDIS children, oh, Black Isaac Newton, oh. I'm just... I have no interest. Right, so here's the trailer for next week.
Doctor, we meet again. The Time Lord and the Toymaker. One final game.
So it does look like he's going to regenerate that.
It's time.
So that must have been the background they CGI'd out because they didn't want it to be a spoiler. And it was a TARDIS. And again, Jesus Christ, what a letdown. They got the jukebox in the TARDIS now for next week, so that's pretty good. But it's just cold and antiseptic. Yeah, okay, whatever. Really, genuinely, whatever, right? I mean, that's basically where I am. I'm like, so yeah, wasn't that impressive at all, right? A bottle episode. Let's a bottle episode where they spent too much. They spent way too much money on it, right? Oh, look at this! It's so funny. Look at again. This is who Ross Lee Davies wants as a fans, and you're going to get them. There's just not many of them, mate. Right? There're just not many of them here. The latest are calling the actor who played Isaac Newton black when he's mixed white and Indian. Non-white, okay? You call everything black, that's black. And that's not white. Damn, they only see color and they don't know how to act. How about not being so relentlessly hateful to people who aren't like you? God, I mean, like, if ever there was a group of people who couldn't, under any circumstance, understand Doctor Who, it's these people, right? They just cannot get their heads around it. Right, let's try and rank this episode because I'm clearly a masochist. Where is it? Listen, Doctor Who episodes, Phil. Fine, okay. Hang on, we'll get a new. Let me open up a new doc. There you go. Where are we at to? Now I can't find the. There you go. Fine, share screen. Got too many windows open, but yeah, I will persevere because I put this down pretty low, right? It's like it wasn't great, wasn't awful. I mean, it was awful in a lot of ways. Hang on, fine. Let's say Star Beast. I'll put that there. Make it bigger so I can read it easier. Star Beast, and I'll put Wild Blue Yonder. Fine. So let's start going through it. Christmas Invasion, way better. So, yeah, and I didn't really. That's not really my favorite Tenant one. New Earth, I thought was better than Christmas Invasion because it had a bit of the Doctor in it. New Earth. Tooth and Claw, I thought was better than New Earth. Tooth and Claw. Probably made for a quarter of the budget and far better. School Reunion, way better than Tooth and Claw. School Reunion. Go on the fireplace. I'm putting that above Tooth and Claw. Below School Reunion because it basically finishes 10 minutes too early. But there was a lot very good about it. I still there. Then Rise of Cybermen, Age of Steel. That's quite low for me. Right. I'm going to put that. I think above Christmas Invasion still. Rise of the Cybermen Age. I mean, you notice that you see like this new era. It's not you touching anything in the past of steel. Fine. The Idiot's Lantern. Oh, I prefer. Yeah, I think that's around here. Idiot's Lantern. I mean, like nothing's coming close to this so far. Impossible Planet, Satan Planet, I like a lot. I'm going to put this up here near the top. Impossible Planet, Satan Pit. Then we got Love and Monsters. I like Love and Monsters, right? I like Love and Monsters. But that goes. I think. Do I prefer New Earth or Love and Monsters? I think, yeah, New Earth goes above it. Love and Monsters. Even though I like the experimentalness of Love and Monsters. Fear Her. Yeah. Okay, so Fear Her, I think, is down the bottom, right? Fear Her. Sorry, not plus. I meant to do a equals. Fine. Army of Ghost Doomsday. Yeah. Better or worse than better than. I mean, you know, the epic nature of it was quite good, but still, I'm going to put it over here. Army of Ghosts Doomsday. Yeah, I prefer. Yeah, okay. Looking back, I prefer all those ones. Fine. Then we got Runaway Bride, which I thought was a real breath of fresh air. I really enjoyed Runaway Bride. That goes up. I'm going to put that really pin at the top. Look at that. I'm surprised. There you go. Fine. So Smith and Jones. That was the one. Okay, fine. That was the first Martha one. That's a reasonably good episode. I think. Yeah, I'm going to make that equal with Idiot's Lantern. Smith and Jones. Then we got Shakespeare Code, which I liked a lot. I'm going to put that above or below Impossible Planet. School Reunion is still the top for me, though. That's really incredible. I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to put that above Shakespeare Code. Darkness Manhattan, Evolution of the Daleks. It goes down a bit for me. I think over here, yeah. No, I disagree. It's better than that. But yeah, I'll put it up here. So, Evolution of the Dalek. And Daleks. Oh, and Daleks in Manhattan. 1 second. Daleks in Manhattan. Doink. 42. I mean, it had quite a nice bit of brisk movement to it, right? But let's just highlight where this is at the bottom, which is like just so you understand how missable this is. Christmas. I'm going to put 42. Do I put it that low? No, you know what? I'm going to be a bit kinder, even though it's a Chibnall episode. I'll be a bit kinder to it. Human Nature, Family and Blood. That's primo Doctor Who, right? That is primo Doctor Who. I'm going to say that's the best so far. Yeah. Human Nature, the Family of Blood. Blink. Oh, that's way up there as well, isn't it? Even though they're not really in it. It's really up there. I mean, like, there's the tiny presence they have in that episode is so. I'm going to put that over here, right? I would rather watch Impossible Shakespeare Code. Blink. Utopia, Sounds of Drama, Laughs of the Time Lords. Yeah, I'm going to put this over here. Like, it seems the bananas are all kind of like they're a bit overblown, right? Utopia, Sound of drums. By this time, I'm getting pissed off with David Tenant, looking around, wandering around, looking all forlorn. Right, and again, Wild Blue Yonder at the fucking bottom. Look at that. Voyager Dam, quite like that. I'm gonna put that equal to Satan Pit, I think. Voyage of the Damned. What year was this? This is what year? This was 2009. Yeah, 2008, 2009. This is way before the era of Brexit and Trump. So Rusty Davies can still think. Incredibly, right? Fine. So then we have Donna back, Partners in Crime. I think that's quite a strong episode, but it's do I put it equal to Idiot's Land? I think above that. Right? I think above that. Partners in Crime. Fires of Pompeii, I think I put above a lot of these ones. Yeah. Fires of Pompeii. I just there's nothing getting close to the shitness, okay, of this. Planet Yude, we're going to go down a bit with Planet Yude. Yeah, over here. Wow, there's a lot that's oh no, it's New Earth. Yeah, I'm going to put that there with this one. There we go. Actually, you know what? Yeah, this is equal to this. That's really at the bottom. Wow. Planet. Oh no, that's more the Cyberman one. Is that here? Gonna do. Let's put it over. Because a very disappointing follow-up. Fine. Yeah, let's put it over here. That's equal to Love and Monsters. Planet of the Ood. And then the next one is Sontaran Strategy and Poison Sky. Yeah, that's a bit of cat, quite frankly. Sontaran Strategy, Poison Sky. You know what I didn't like about that episode? How they had the Sontarans beat the unit troops by making it so their guns couldn't fire. That just made it boring to see on screen. Right? I hate to tell you that. Doctor's Daughter above this. Where are we up to? Doctor's Daughter. Yeah, equal to Tooth and Claw. Doctor's Daughter. Unicorn and a Wasp. I mean, that was good, really, for Catherine Tate's performance more than anything else. So yeah, I think we're gonna go over here. Yeah, I think that's fair. The Unicorn and the Wasp. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on that. Silence Library, Forest of the Dead. That goes up. There's one of the best ones. Above or below Blink? I think below. Silence in the Library, Forest of the Dead. Fine. Midnight, yeah, it's up there with Blink. I think it's above Blink. You know what? It's above Shakespeare Code. Wow. Good. So that was the potential. See, that's number 3 right now, and I got most of this season, mostly Doctor Who there. And that's where this episode could have been, near the top. Just 4 of his bullshit. I'm sorry. Turn Left, I'm not putting together with Stolen Earth and Journey's End. But again, that wasn't like, it was okay. It was okay. I'm going to do over here. Turn Left. And then we got Stolen Earth, Journey's End, which I think is his best season finale. Which is, wow, I'm really putting that up there. We do Stolen Earth, Journey's End. End. So then we got a few more specials. The Next Doctor, which I liked a lot. Best Sideman one he did. So Wait a minute. I'm missing Gridlock. Oh, man, I miss Gridlock. I love Gridlock. How did I miss out Gridlock? That's crazy. All right, I'm putting Gridlock up here with... I love Gridlock. I found that one of the most optimistic episodes that I've seen. I really loved it. All right, I really, really love Gridlock. So next Doctor, though, where are we putting that? That's quite high up. That's quite high up. Next Doctor. So then you got Planet of the Dead, and that was good for. I like what's her name, the super hot Michelle Ryan as Lady Christina D'Souza, but that was really all it had going for it. So that brings it down to, yeah, it's around here. Yeah, it's going to be around here with 42. Planet of the Dead. Planet of the Dead. Waters of Mars, I thought was better than that, or quite a bit better than that. Yeah, I'm going to put that equal to the next Doctor. Waters of Mars. And then we got End of Time 1 and 2. Yeah, it's about your average season finale. David's season finale, I'm afraid. Where are we putting that? I think we'll put that. We've got newer. I think we'll put that over here. End of Time 1, 2. So there you go. That's a complete ranking of the. Here, I'll make it a bit smaller so we can fit everything in. Oh, it's too big, baby. There you go. Yeah, can make it. No, we'll do 20. There you go. So fine. I think that's a fair. Yeah, that's a fair analysis of where this episode falls out. Really near the bottom of the era, right? Genuinely near the bottom of the era. Question: will Starbase while we under Warriors of the Deep? Which is worst? Well, Starbase I can't watch because it is filled with trans propaganda. Unwatchable. However, While Blue Yonder or Warriors of the Deep, I don't know. Warriors of the Deep had a better story, did terrible execution. Okay, Warriors of the Deep made with the budget of While Blue Yonder. That would have been better, right? I don't know. I mean, all of these ones are stories that I would not rewatch, right? Yeah, all of these ones are stories I'm just like, no. What do you compare? Why are you comparing Doctor Who with fake Doctor Who? I'll tell you exactly why, Colin Archer. Because they're all saying it's the same thing. Well, if it's the same thing, why is it failing so badly? Like, well, this is the. I mean, like, if you want to say that it's all the same, right? Then why is it doing so badly? Right? No. Look at the top 10. I think that's a fair top 10. Go 1. 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next Doctor makes it into the top 10. I'm really quite surprised. At Waters of Mars. I'm glad it is. But I feel like it's right to be at the bottom of the top 10. Fires of Pompeii. Yeah, that top 10 feels exactly it's exactly right. Right? It doesn't feel like Runaway Bride should be in the top 10. Man. So yeah, look, it's let's keep 11, 12, 13, 14. No, it's 13 again. My mistake. 13. Lucky 13. Turned out not to be. I mean, look. So it did turn out Jodie Whittaker did destroy the show. I mean, like, if this is how they're going to save it after it, I mean, like, it's ridiculous. I mean, it really is genuinely ridiculous. Also, Idiot's Lantern. It's 15. 15. 1 second. Doink. Idiot's Lantern. 15. 15. Then we do 16 for New Earth. Again, that feels right in the placings, doesn't it? It does to me. 16. 16. 16. 17. 17. 18. Yeah, all this feels right. 18. 19. Yeah, I will put Christmas Invasion near the bottom. I only fear her at the bottom. Man, 20. Get ranked 20 out of 21. It's really bad. This is not the relaunch we hoped for, right? This is not the relaunch we hoped for at all. So yeah, in that context, I don't think it's done very well, right? I don't think it's done very well. Fine. So tomorrow night I will be back. There's a lot more to talk about. We will be doing. I'll do a deep dive review. I'll watch it again. I'll try and have some more insight into it. But now I can go and listen to other people's review. I'm really intrigued to see what's going on Facebook, right? See what they thought of it. Because it really needed to be good for Dan, and it wasn't as bad as the first one. But I don't know. There was just like opening up with the Isaac Newton was dumb, beyond dumb, beyond dumb. Anyway, join me tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. We will be going over this in much more detail. As we try and work out what were they thinking? I don't know. I don't know. It's just like it's beyond me, right? It's how they screw this up to this level is beyond me. So any idea? So do you think the Christmas special will do viewer number wise? I think probably poorly is my guess. I don't see it doing gangbusters. I think people are here for David Tennant. I don't know. If these were great episodes, they will work as a great bridge to shooting. But they're really not, right? It's really not. I don't know. I will have to give that some thought. Fine with that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button and say good night. Good luck.